Chika met Femi on a rainy evening in Lagos. She had just finished her shift at a small cafe in Yaba, rushing to catch a bus home. Her umbrella had broken and she was drenched, tired, and frustrated. Femi pulled over in his gray Corolla, smiled politely, and offered her a ride. At first she refused because, well, Lagos girls knew better than to trust strange men offering rides, but something about his calm voice, his decent look, and the sincerity in his tone made her step in. That short drive became the beginning of something she never saw coming. Over the next few months, Femi became her constant. Good morning texts, weekend visits, late night calls, and gentle surprises. He wasn't rich, but he had a plan. He was focused, responsible, and made her feel like she finally mattered. For Chika, it was the first time in years someone saw her heart instead of her struggle. She had been through a lot. A father who left, a mother who raised her alone, and a previous relationship that broke her completely. So when Femi came, she told herself, maybe love can finally fix me. Femi worked as an accountant in a small firm on the island. Chika was still hustling at the cafe, saving every naira she could to start a baking business. Their relationship was far from perfect. They argued sometimes about money, about plans, about who should move where, but they always found their way back, at least until the day Femi's company sent him to Abuja for a 2-month project. The distance was hard, but they managed. Calls every night, voice notes during the day, and long text messages filled with promises. Until one night, the calls became shorter, the texts delayed, the voice notes less emotional. Chika tried not to think too much of it. Maybe he was busy, maybe the work was stressful, but when she saw a tagged photo of him at a restaurant with a woman she didn't recognize, her heart sank. She asked him who she was. Femi laughed it off. Just a colleague, he said, but deep down she knew something had changed. Weeks passed. Their conversations turned cold. He stopped visiting even after returning to Lagos. Then one day, she received a message that felt like a knife to her chest. Chika, you're a great person, but I think we want different things. I don't think we should continue this. No explanation, no closure, just silence. She cried for weeks. The cafe became her escape, working extra shifts just to stay busy. But one night she saw him again, Femi, walking hand in hand with the same woman from that photo. They looked happy, effortlessly happy, and for the first time Chika didn't feel angry, just empty. She realized that she had loved him more than she loved herself. She had given everything, her time, her loyalty, her patience, to someone who didn't see her worth beyond convenience. Months went by. Chika finally started her baking business. She rented a small shop, painted it white and yellow, and named it Sugar Bloom. She poured all her pain into her work. Every cupcake, every loaf, every smile she gave customers was her way of healing. And then one Saturday morning, Femi walked in. He looked tired, thinner, and quieter. He said, "Chika, you look good. I'm sorry for how I ended things. I thought I wanted something better, but I lost something real." She looked at him for a long moment and smiled gently. "Femi," she said, "you didn't lose something real. You just didn't recognize it when you had it." And with that, she walked back into her kitchen, leaving him standing there, surrounded by the smell of freshly baked bread and the silence of a love that had expired. That night, as she closed her shop, Chika sat outside watching the city lights flicker. She thought about how love can start so beautifully and end so silently. She realized that sometimes love isn't enough when respect and consistency are missing, and that's when she finally understood the lesson. When someone truly loves you, you won't have to question their place in your life. Thank you for listening to Folktale by Ada. If this story touched your heart, subscribe for more real stories that carry real lessons, because every story carries a piece of truth, and every truth carries a lesson.